Hi guys, this is Miss Leslie from the Paul Sawyer Public Library. Thanks so much for joining me today. And in today's library lab, I'm going to show you how to take everyday broken crayons that we're not sure what to do. Maybe we'll throw them away, but I'm going to show you how to take those broken crayons and turn them into a beautiful candle like the one you see here. So let's get started. So you know me, I like to have all my materials ready for me. So a lot of times I had broken crayons just lying around the house and I didn't know what to do with them. And I hated to throw them away. So what I decided to do is figure out a way to repurpose them into something really cool, like the candle you see here. So I have this cup of broken crayons, and you see they still have the wrappers on them, and you know those wrappers are terrible to get off. So one thing you can do to get the wrappers off, if you get a little warm water in a bowl and put your crayons in there and let them soak for about 5 minutes, they'll get just damp enough where you can peel the wrapper off. You strain the water off and then you can just peel the wrapper right off the crayon and then just dry them off and they're ready to go. So I've got my broken crayons. I've got some paper cups like you see here. And what I'm showing you today, you're going to be able to melt your crayons and your wax in the microwave. That's why we have these lovely paper cups that are microwavable. And these are just those Dixie bathroom cups. I just found a box of those, and that's what I'm using here. I've got a little dowel rod. I've got a glass jar or just a regular cup, glass cup, a heat-proof cup or a heat-proof glass jar. And I've got my wax here in my cup, and this wax that I have in the cup is just like a soy wax. And you can use soy or you can use paraffin wax. And I've got some wicks like the one you see here. Now, obviously, you've probably got paper cups at home and you've got your broken crayons, but there's a couple things you might have to go out and buy, like the wicks or the soy wax, like comes in this tub right here. And those are things that you can easily order online or you can get at Michael's. And you can use any glass or any glass jar, heat proof, that you have at home. So the first thing you're going to want to do before you start any of your wax is to make sure that you stabilize the wick. So most wicks that you buy will have a little metal piece on the bottom of it that's great for sticking right down in the middle of your cup or your jar. All you have to do is put a little wax on the bottom of it and stick it straight down and it will stabilize it. And just push and hold for like 30 or 60 seconds just to stabilize it. And that will get your wick kind of in the middle of your jar. If you don't get it exactly in the middle, that is absolutely no worries. So once you've got your wick stable in your jar, like the one I have here, and I've done a little prep work already ahead of time, then what you're going to do is you will see that I have a little dowel rod. You can use a little dowel rod or a popsicle stick. And if your wick is super long, what you're going to do is just roll your wick around that dowel rod just to stabilize it, because you don't want your wick slipping down inside the jar as you're pouring your wax. So once you have your wick stabilized inside your jar or your glass, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your wax, whether it's soy or paraffin, and you're going to break it up, or if you got the little chips like I have, and you're going to fill this cup, this little Dixie cup, almost to the top, about 3/4 to 2/3 of the way full of your wax. And then once you've gotten the paper off your broken crayons, you'll make sure all the paper is peeled off your crayons, and you'll just put those crayons, obviously without the paper on them, on the very top, just like this. So once I peeled my paper, I put them on top of my wax, and then I'm going to place this cup with the peeled crayons and the wax inside the microwave and microwave it for about a minute. Now, depending on your microwave, you might have to microwave it a little bit longer just to make sure all your wax is melted and all your crayons are melted. So it may be anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes. But microwave it for 1, check it, stir it if you've got like a plastic or a metal spoon like the one you see here. This is just an old spoon that I had lying around. Just kind of stir it to see how it is. If you need to place it back in there, put it in for another minute and it should get everything melted and ready to go. And once you have got your crayons and your wax melted, just take a spoon and kind of stir it up a little bit just to make sure everything is melted. And I always have one of these extra spoons that I'm not using for anything anymore and a paper towel. And then once it's melted, it will, depending on your color, it will look just like that. like the wax you see I've poured on the table here by accident, but it'll wipe right off, no worries. That'll just give you an idea of what it looks like. So it's all liquidy and ready to go. So as you can see, I've already started a color here, and you can angle it and make it a little bit more of a slope candle. You can pour it straight down and make it layered, just exactly like this, no worries. You can do it any way you want. You can also add scent to this as well. So if you want to add lavender or rosemary or rose, whatever, you can. Once you've got your wax all melted, you can add a little scent to that if you want to too. So I've got one already started and melted. And the one thing that as you're going through, like as I'm pouring this, you will see that my wax on the bottom is already set up. So this yellow wax on the very bottom is already completely set up. So one thing you do as you go through doing your different layers, you want to make sure that each layer that you're getting ready to pour on top of is firm enough that when you pour the next layer of liquid wax, that it's not going to intermingle with that other layer. So you want to make sure that it firms up before you move forward. So what I've done here is I have taken my peachy colored wax and I have poured it on top of my firm yellow wax. And once the peach sets up and gets firm enough, it doesn't have to set up completely, but once it sets up where it won't get all mixed in if I pour another color, then I can melt my next color of wax and keep going and do my layered candle just like you see here. Now the one I have here has no scent to it, but like I said, if you wanted to add scent, you definitely could. But this is just a really cool way with a few store-bought items, like I said, from either Amazon or Michael's or Hobby Lobby or even Walmart. But with a few store-bought materials, you can take those everyday broken crayons that you're not sure what to do and make them into a real cool candle that you can keep and share with your family at home, or you can give as a gift to share with your friends. But that is our library lab today. That is how you take broken candles and create a beautiful candle, or broken crayons and create a beautiful candle like you see here. So I hope you guys enjoyed our library lab today. And just know with this video, all the directions and all the materials will be posted right there on Facebook with it. So you will know exactly what you need to do to create your broken candle crayon. So thanks so much for joining me today for Library Lab, and have a great week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.